Hello. So why do we need PowerPivot? Hopefully this example will demonstrate why PowerPivot is worth learning and worth applying. So this example is an example of an employee data set where bonuses are being paid out. So we have a salary column and we have a bonus eligible column, which is false if the bonus payout is 0, and it's true if the bonus payout is more than 0. And the question we're being asked here is, what is the average bonus payout per department as a percentage of salary? So this is only applicable for bonus eligible employees only. So to answer this question, let's try and do this without formulas, but just pivot tables, and you'll see why PowerPivot can help. First step, insert a pivot table. Insert pivot table equals all of that. So it says here equals bonus underscore data. That's the name of the table. In case you don't know how to rename a table, you just click on this, go into table design up here, and then on the left hand side you can name the table. So we want by department the average bonus payout, and we don't want a sum of that, we want an average of that, and we don't want that in a decimal format, we want that in a percentage format, 1 decimal place. Okay. One more thing we have to put in is we just want the bonus eligible population, so that column I can put in the filters range and click true. And these are the answers we get. You might think this is correct, but it's actually not. Let me demonstrate that. If I was to put in the salary sum and the bonus sum, then the average of HR, for example, should be equals E12 divided by D12. And when we convert that into a percentage 1 decimal place, we get 6.8. But wait a minute, the pivot table says 6.3. Answer, why is it getting the wrong answer? And they're all wrong, or misaligned rather, because this is a measure of something, but it's not the measure of the question we're trying to answer. 6.66, 5.8. What is actually going on here? So to answer this question, let's go to this PowerPoint and see if we can get to the bottom of what's going on here. Take this example data set, 3 people, and they're all getting paid out bonuses at different rates. So a normal pivot table will do this calculation. Add up all the bonuses, it's 10,000. Add up all the salaries is 165,000, and then divide to get a percentage, which in this example is 6.06. Fine, but that doesn't help us because in actual fact that answer is incorrect. So the normal pivot table calculation doesn't answer the question we're looking for, which is what is the average bonus percentage payout per department. What we really need is this. We want to work out Alice's bonus payout percentage and all the rest of them. Then we want to add up all of those percentages and then divide by the number of observations or employees, which is 3. When you do that, you get this number, 6.29. And that's good. And this is where PowerPivot can help. So let's get back to Excel and I'll show you what I mean. In here, there's actually calculations going on in the background. So this 6.3, for example, now this 6.2, for example, is simply this equation here, the average of the whole bonus payout column with the eligibility filter true. So let me demonstrate this. If you go back to the data and I filter this to true, and they just simply, average out column L bonus payout percentage, then there you go. We actually do get that figure, 6.2. So this value is correct in the sense that it's the average of the whole column. So within this column, there's an implicit formula already in there. And the same applies for the salary column. This salary column, that cell has got an implicit formula in there saying equal sum of the salary column with all the other filters applied, HR, eligible equals true. And also the same, the bonus column in the pivot table has an implicit formula in there as well, which is the sum of the bonuses. What we want is something different. If we look in here, we want the sum of the bonuses divided by the sum of the salary. And the trouble is, normal pivot tables don't have that in their calculations. So, for example, when we were trying to work out the bonus payout percentage, these are the only options we get: sum, count, average. We've used sum and average. You can also use count, min, max. Where's the one that says I want to divide one sum value with another sum value? You can't find it. It's not there. And this is the limitation of normal pivot tables. And when you get to this kind of situation, what some people might end up doing is just doing this calculation next to the pivot table and maybe formatting it, in the same way and saying, oh look, it's a nice table, and use it that way. But what's the proper way of doing it, the slick way? The proper way of doing it is to use PowerPivot. So let's go through how we can use PowerPivot to give us the correct answer. I'm going to delete all of this and start again. So highlight that range clear rule. Actually, I want to keep these values so we know what the correct answer is. Yeah, now let's delete this range. Step 1, load this into the data model, and I've got this option in the ribbon here, PowerPivot. You might not have that option, so I'll show you how to get to it. Go into File, and then Options. Down here, oh sorry, that one, Options. And then in add-ins, which is that option, under here go into I think it's called com something, yeah, com add-ins, press go, and hopefully you'll see one of these options is PowerPivot. I've already got mine ticked, but all you need to do is tick that and press OK, and you should see this pop up. Once you have this, select a cell in the table that you want to put into the data model, and then click this button here, add to data model, and you'll see another screen pop up here. Once that's loaded into the model, then just simply close that, and that's in the background for us to use. And we'll go back into here and let's create a pivot table. So insert pivot table. This time we want to select this option. So in case it says select a table or range, no, we want to select this option. use this workbook's data model, and then press OK. On the right hand side, you'll see the usual columns, basically the same columns you see in the table in the data set. Again, we're going to be constructing the pivot table the same way we did the first time. So here we have department, and then even though it's incorrect, let's put the bonus payout percentage here and the sum of that. Sorry, the average of that. Then we want the salary in the next bit, and then we want the bonus in here, sum of bonus. Yep, perfect. So at the moment, this is actually no different to the original pivot table that we had. Oh yeah, bonus eligible equals true. And because it's the same as before, it'll give you the same, erroneous results. I'm going to change the format of this quickly as well, because we want it to be a percentage to one decimal place. Yeah, there you go. So 6.3 isn't 6.8, 6.2 isn't 6.6. We're going to create what we call a measure now. And it's really simple. We go into this option here under PowerPivot in the ribbon, go into this option called measures, and on the drop down click new measure, and I want to call this measure the proper bonus payout percentage. Under category, going to number, and then under the format, going to percentage, and we want that to be to one decimal place. Equals divide the sum of the payout, bonus payout, and the denominator, we want the sum of the salaries and close the bracket, and then close the bracket there as well. Check formula. Yeah, no errors, press OK. So when we go back to the pivot table now and look in our field list, we'll see one measure popping up, the one we just put in. If I tick that, then it'll give us the results of the measure that we just defined. So at the moment, something's gone wrong in my DAX. So again, measure, management measures, click it, going to edit. I'm dividing the sum of, yeah, it's not the percentage, it's the pound value. It's that one. Check formula, OK, close. And look at that, it does what we want, 6.8, 6.6, 6.0, 6.8. So that's why you need PowerPivot. Within pivot tables, it is very limited to what it calculates. Again, it'll only calculate a function of one column, the whole column. It's not clever enough to do anything else. So when you load the data set into PowerPivot through this PowerPivot ribbon, then you can do much more with this. You can go into measures, and then in new measure, you can define exactly what you want the pivot table to do, rather than relying on the implicit measures that come with the normal pivot tables. Do spend some time learning PowerPivots, because like I said, normal pivot tables in their calculations are really limited, and with a bit of practice, I'm sure you'll really find a lot of value in using PowerPivots. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.